What is up? Happy Friday. We have a new layout that we're going to try for a little bit. Mainly because the screen is a bit busy, even though I like the layout. I don't know if it was the best situation. Mainly hopping on for the algorithm and anyone that catches this after. Got some things in the works this weekend, and I'm going to take a wee trip to the beach trailer tonight. Never know what's possible till we get out there. I did hop on last night and I was able to finish something that's been bugging me for a long time. So we got the Quen model integrated, which is essentially local AI. And you know, I've had some feedback from others that used it and they say, oh, it's pretty dumb. And that's true, but you can also fine tune it. And second to that, just having the system build up a decent system prompt, making it aware what Kinto is, where the AI is functioning in, and giving it a memory, right? So we're going to finish that up. We'll make as much progress as we can as I slowly pack up my camera gear, which I'm currently using to put together this little stream. But what are you going to do? Oh, right. I did make some changes too to Kinto, so now when people chat, the whole screen's going to move. So you'll be able to see what that person says, and when the next person chats, it'll go to them. We'll try it out, we'll see how it looks, and yeah. Ooh, are we getting lag on the YouTube? Let's see. No, I think it's just my local development machine. All right, that's good. Very good. Hopefully we get a chatter or two to help me test this changes out tonight. Let me go ahead and wire this up. All right, I should do it. Why didn't it do it? Maybe. Let's see. Oh, that's local. That would explain that. Oh. Okay, we didn't even start this on our staging server. Let's get that sorted out. Downtown, here I go. Bam, 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 bam. Alright, let's see if it does it now.
Codelick says, yeah. Hello, I am a Codelick. I am a
code lock. You can't see it though, it's completely off screen. What are we gonna do about that? What are we gonna do? I need to introduce some sort of padding. Alright, let's take a look. Because we can pass in some properties into follow object, which we're going to need for our streaming setup, because we need to like subtract 500 odd pixels or something like that. So let's see what we can do. Yes. Where did I implement this? We did that here. All right, we're going to want to do camera offset Y. Let's just do -500 for this test. Yeah. We might want to use a slider for this actually. Make it a setting. I think I have that coded. Yeah, we have sliders down here for avatar scale. Alrighty, let's set up a slider. Try and figure out why we got this lag as well. Very, very happy to be doing this. It's probably Docker that's blowing me up right now, isn't it? Yeah. CPU 100%. Yeah, that'll do it. Update available. We'll take it. Ooh, I should hit record on the camera. As you can see, I've cut out my background from this. We'll have the background in the long form videos. Especially as I cover more of these interesting features that are getting coded and actually released into the world. What's on the agenda? Well, we're waiting for Docker to update. That's the main thing right now. So give that a wee minute. And as anyone that watches YouTube or does YouTube knows, it's important to be consistent. So I think we're going to do a little stream schedule. Maybe something like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 PM to 10 or something like that. We'll get the details hammered out, but we'll do a schedule and then anything else that we fill in between. Which is good. Install and restart. No, I'm not creating a bloody account. How dare you?
Prabin says which language it is.
Hello. So tonight we're working with Python and JavaScript. How are you doing? Just try to see why Docker's eating on my CPU before we can continue. If you can, make sure you subscribe and like. That way we can get more people on to test this. All right, we're still getting destroyed here. Is it Chrome? Chrome's using everything up. Oh yeah, probably my fault. And then, you know, maybe that local AI service is destroying my local environment here. Okay. We gotta bring this back up. All right, I'm gonna make some small changes just for the stream here. And we'll come back, circle back, Python integration of this Quen model. Implemented WebSockets, we set up as a shard in the Kinto server, and it's working pretty well, even though my Python's like a little bit lame. Majority of everything you see me code here is literally coded by hand. I use Google, I learn. Oh, I don't want to listen to that. Right, every computer's lagging. This is because RAM is so expensive these days. That's what I'm going to blame it on. Come on, give me my environment back. All right. Fortunately, we do need Chrome. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our dynamic setting system to create an additional slider here. What was it called? Avatar scale. I'm gonna hijack that for offset. Because I've set this up using dynamic keys. This is all persisted in the database. I don't have to do anything crazy. Window chat, avatar, follow, offset, and default it to 0. And we'll let it go up to 1000 with increments of 1. Now we have this available. We can go back over to our canvas layer and const offset y equals the config. I think it's Kinto get config. All right, and then let me see what I did this elsewhere in a minute. All right, that's what we want. Config get user. All right. Something like that. Let's pass it in like so. Then we'll rebuild. Right, computer, you're gonna have to start bloody cooperating. What is killing me? Hypothetically. Cheers for that subscription. Slowly getting back into the groove. Probably won't get into town around 11, but that's fine. We'll come back in the morning, let the dogs out, and then head right back. Hopefully meet that guy that has an opening in his team. And if all that goes all well, we'll go take a swim. It's killing me here, man. Is it Python? Is that what's happening? Now we're gonna have the server explode. Absolute craziness. Alright, we'll let this build. Just have to body weight, man. Right. We'll try in a smaller room too, because things are not happy. Get the room load screen back as well, and clean up MongoDB, because we have a lot of crud in there and it's slowing us up a bit. Yeah, look at this. MongoDB is going crazy. More than 100% of CPU usage. That's very good. What we might do is reinitialize our database. Oh god. You know what? We're not even here for that. We're here for React. Alright, we got a slider here. Let's try 500 or something. Hopefully this dynamically updates. God, it's slow. Alright, that might be a bit much. Maybe it's treating it as a string. That's why we're getting some movements here. We'll find out momentarily. Let's drop it down to 100. Let's push this out. Okay. What's that gonna look like? What I really wanted to do is have the offset like capture the mouse, but I haven't had Dylan on in over a month.
At Official Bytesmith says hello.
Hey, what's up, Mr. Smith? Happy Friday. Pushing out some updates to test.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going alright. I always like the weekend. What about you, bud? Top rod for a minute, try to get the consistency going. You know what I mean? Alright, let's run this.
I was just watching Florida Man on HBO Max.
Oh no, tell me about that. I've never even heard of it. You still can't search my channel on Rumble. I don't know what the hell is up with that. We're trying a new stream layout here. Hopefully you can see more code in that. He said it's great, it's funny, true stories, professional interviews, kind of set up like 1,000 Ways to Die. That was a great show, man. I loved that. I read a book too that was like, I think the same title. It was pretty awesome. And that brings me back, like Mad TV era, you know what I mean? Alright, have we deployed changes yet? That's the question. Client, the changes have been deployed. So once we're done here, alright, time for reload. The screen on Kinto is going to hop around. Oh, bloody hell, don't do this again. It's going to hop around and follow that active chatter, but it looks like I have to restart this. Let's try that. That way we can always have the person that's chatting in focus. Alright, let's see here. I need to set an offset. Let's try 155. Alright, and then oh, you know, it needs to be a negative offset, not a positive offset. Oh my goodness. Yeah, all right. Give me a minute here. We got to push out another change. Let's allow negative 1,000. Hopefully I have support for this. I'm gonna find out momentarily. We could also just check on localhost. You recognize a lot of stories from within there. Yeah, you were here during the heyday of it. Like, remember that guy standing out in the middle of a hurricane with his flag? That's peak Florida, man, to me. It doesn't get any better. All right, cool. It's supporting negative. Hopefully we're not casting that as a positive with ABS. So let's release this. YouTube loves me. I'm their #1 code streamer right now. All right. Get that going. And I'll screen here, fire up the build pipeline. Keep an eye on time, slowly pack up my gear. Funny story, Mr. Smith. So that girl I went to go see never goes. We no longer get along. But it's alright, I met one in Miami. It's more of a pain to drive to bloody Miami though, but at least it's my coast. We'll see how long that goes. Oh, wide neck. I love wide neck. And I love when he does, you got long neck as well. Yeah, I love all that. Alright, where we're at in this build. Oh man. Right, dogs. Hurry up, do your building. Right, now we got another build. So let's hit reload a couple of times. Get this going. We're going to set a negative offset. And Little Caesar's guy who broke in and fell through the dark stratoscape is on it. Man, I need to watch this. I don't have bloody HBO though. But I do have a friend that can locate such things, so I'll add that to the list. Alright, let's try negative 160. Testing. Okay, I'm checking the water quality. Mr. Smith, can you go ahead and type something and we'll see if it jumps to you and positions it correctly? We'll sit back for a second, see if this does its thing. I have to adjust it a wee bit more. I like Mr. Smith though, because it reminds me of Matrix, one of the best movies ever.
Official Byte Smith says yes.
Yeah! Alright, now everybody that chats is in view and you get to see this thing is actually dynamic. We could pump it up a little bit more offset on the negative. Let's try. Just heard my dog fart, it's disgusting. Alright, that's a good movie too. I've been watching this, I'm just going to say it, maybe YouTube will pop me up in the algorithm. I've been watching this ex-CIA agent.
LOL face with tears of joy.
Ex-CIA agent, but I've been watching his content for like a week now.
@CodeLock says testing.
Alright, we're good to go.
Which one?
So my favourite one is Jack, the one that went to prison for, you know, letting us know about the torture program. But he's not really in good graces with them. But Andrew Bustamante is definitely in good graces with them still. And yeah. I won't say too much, but I love America. Please let me live here forever. That's how I feel internally.
Do you like the CIA or FBI?
Oh, I love the feds. They're so good. Well, what's interesting about that question is one's a law enforcement agency, the other one is not.
I personally
So-
think they're crooked.
Oh, I can understand that. I can understand that. You gotta understand though that like, I cannot speak freely. If that makes sense. That has been made very aware to me.
Winking face.
Yeah. It's been made very aware. And back home, we got MI6. They're also amazing. Love you, love you, love you, King.
Wait, what? By who?
Yeah. You know what's funny? It's like I'm the least like bloody political person there is, just because I've never been able to vote. And you know, I love the system, I respect it, blah blah blah, but man, I want to let loose, but you know I can't. Dylan doesn't care, and he's like natural.
What entity do you work for again? LOL.
I ask myself that often. I think my unique situation.
I did homework on you, that's why I ask.
You did homework on me. I'm sure you did. It's the nature of the internet, isn't it? Other than my atrocious record with wonderful women, there's not much to find.
I got a background, everyone.
Yeah, ever since I turned 18 now, coding has been for the educational purposes of the greater good, so that's good, right?
I will leave it there, but if I have questions, am I free to ask you personally ever?
Are they questions you would answer about yourself? I suppose that's one way to look at it. Oh, we're in the wrong room.
No, they are questions about you.
Yeah, but those same questions could be asked about yourself, right? That's why, like, if you'd be willing to share yours, why not? I'll be honest though, Mr. Smith, your experience as internet has kind of terrified me a little bit. Yeah, don't want to end up in a situation like that.
Yes, but we won't share private in public here.
Yeah. Oh, we're in the wrong bloody server, that's why.
Well,
Snappo says welcome our newest subscriber.
Oh, that's trippy.
Welcome our newest subscriber.
All right, let's make some chaos. Oh, I don't think I released the chaos changes. Yeah, I have a friend. I mean, we're not close anymore. He's always been on like the pushier side of coding. Like, you know, he's the guy that makes like the webcam sites and tried to get me to use Kinto to make like casinos and like that. I never bit. And when he was actually last down here, he freaked out on me in front of my friends and my ex at the time. Like literally like, man, you cost me millions of dollars. If you just listen, you would have got this, you would have got that. And I'm just like, mate, anyone that knows me knows that I am not motivated by money. It makes it very difficult to put me in weird spots. Like I could literally like sit here with the lights turned off and I'll go about it the best way possible, man. Like a nerd before nerds were cool. That's what I'm at. But check this out. So you're right, the Quen model isn't very smart, but I've been able to fine tune it.
I can't stick to something long enough to want money from it. I like to just hoard knowledge.
Yeah. Maybe you're describing me there as well. But I think I've kind of shared a bit of knowledge as I've been doing this, right? Even you've been picking stuff up from them, which is cool. You know, my lifespan is incredibly limited, just like any other person. And we'd be lucky if we even left a toenail on the fossil record. You know, if you zoom out just a couple of thousand years, a couple of million, good luck. I think I'm a bit of a nihilist in a sense, but I don't think it's so completely.
Oh yeah, I love to share it too, but I realize I can't tell people all of the things I know because of what they do with it.
Yeah, no, I've had people literally steal from me, like steal code. One funny story, someone that actually became a pretty big developer, he stole my code about 18 years ago, and he's like, yeah, you taught me how to code, cheers. And I'm like, I didn't teach you. And he's like, yeah, you did. I got your source code. And yeah, we still keep in touch. He's done really well for himself. But yeah, he also got it back. Let's just put it that way. Like, I had a little forum where other kids that were building games and communities.
He studied the code to learn.
Yep. So I had a community where, well, I had two communities. I had like the public facing one where people would go on and be like, hey, this is my game. I'm looking for a pixel artist, I'm looking for a developer, right? So I had that, done really well with it. I've actually, a lot of friends came out of that even to this day. Just because that community operated. Well, I also operated one on the darker side. You know, I was like 12 years old in the UK at the time, but it was a place where if one of these developers were able to get into the back end of another kid's database, they would post it on this forum, and Sam got wrecked on it. That's his name, Mr. Sam. I mean, what goes around comes around. You don't even have to believe in karma to know that's a reality. But I'm glad I had all that. We got that in my system early. because I've seen a couple of instances of things go very, very wrong. You know, so I was hired young to work at other people's websites, and you know, there was times where they'd be like, "Oh, we don't want you to work on this anymore," and you know, I'd have to sit and bite my fingers off, knowing that like, well, your thing's completely open still. And I've never done anything with it. I had someone on my team that did. He basically dropped the entire database. The feds got sent on him. Like, the company did not take it lying down. And I was like, that's why I never ever gave into that urge of just, you know, boom. So I got to see that early. And then there was another forum, much bigger than mine, like hundreds of thousands of people on it. Mine were tens of thousands. And he monetized a pirate server for Habbo Hotel. He basically just stole source code from someone else that built the server. I think the guy was called Flex or Flux. And this guy, Aaron, if you look up Aaron Solaki, you could literally see his charges for this. The company basically came in and made an example of him. They took his car, they took his house, and they did all this in the UK where they could literally send bailiffs to your door and like remove the door from the hinges and come in your house, take your car keys, take your TV off the wall, take your laptop off the desk. In America, like, I don't think they can do that as easily. Like, they can't just come in your house and take everything out of it because you didn't pay a debt or, you know, you had a judgment against you. They have to do it through the courts and you surrender the stuff. Not in the UK. It's very much like, look up the shows The Sheriffs Are Coming. It's on YouTube and you can see what I'm talking about. Well, that's basically happened to Aaron. And yeah, never knew what happened to him after that. He had a huge forum. It was called Otaku Studios. And that was something to do with anime.
They will be able to soon face with tears of joy.
Oh, Mr. Smith. America is in a right state. Doesn't matter where you're at politically, man. You got to be able to see the writing on the wall. There's too many poor people forming here. There's too many poors. Too many poors. I think 70% of America is paycheck to paycheck now. Oh yeah, Murphy's Law is a reality.
They are coming for hospital debt and all now.
Man, it was bad enough. I had hospital debt because my legs were broken. And I had to clear most of it before I could buy my house, even as a kid. Yeah, I don't know how much worse they can make it, but it sounds like they're doing it. I said this under the last administration when, you know, my friends that were into it were like, oh yeah, everything's so great, like the stock market's up.
How
I'm like, you
TF
can't
did
tell
you
me the
manage
sky
to do
ain't
that
blue.
again? LOL.
I'll break my leg. It was a motorcycle accident. Left my friend's house when I was 18 and instead of turning left to go home, I turned right to go to Taco Bell. Passed a copper on the other side of the road.
Oh yeah.
And I remember being like, that's weird. And then a car pulled out right in front of me and stopped. I went right into them at like 50 miles an hour. Got a helicopter ride out of that. I think the helicopter ride was about 150,000. 3 emergency surgeries, multiple surgeries after it. Never got physical therapy though. My mum never took me to get physical therapy. And I couldn't drive myself. My motorcycle was destroyed, my legs were broken. But I'm fine. Call that Scottish love. Man, this bloody person. Might do some chess puzzles real quick.
Does your mom and dad still live in America or did they go back to your homeland?
No, part of my family's here. Part of my family never came. This is a hard one. What was the hint? I missed it. Okay. It was funny when I do these by myself. Like, I'm good, but we're going to try and do it because I had a lot of fun doing chess, but we'll start with puzzles.
You playing the computer? LOL.
Yeah, these are puzzles. Let's just see what this one wants. Really? How is that going to do it? How would you just be able to take me? Right, that one makes no sense. There we go. Black to move. Alright, this is protected. White to move. This would be protected by the horsey. White to move. This would be protected. Alright, that was just a guess. Wait a minute. It's not protected, but yeah, I get really nervous playing other people on the chess live, but it's fun. All right, this would be protected by the rook. What to move in this game? Checkmate.
Yeah, chess is actually hard.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's incredible. I wish I learned as a kid. It's so fun though.
Some people are extremely smart.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, this would be protected by, I forgot the name of it. What'd you call these again? Ooh.
I have no clue. Face with tears of joy.
It's addictive. I can hammer for these puzzles. What do I do? Okay. What would this be protected? Okay, this would be protected by the rook. Look at that. Alright, we might do a little bot game after this. Like to move. What would it be protected by? Nothing? Okay. Oh yeah, PH, we're good. Mr. Smith. Alright.
It'll grow on you.
Yeah. Alright, now I'm starting to lose it. Alright. Let's take it. shite, Hamad. Let's get rid of this pawn, it's killing me. Oh. Oh no. Let's go that protected. What a mess. That didn't help. Oh my goodness. Almost over. We're going coming in for the attack. Let's see, can I bait him? All right, he has it. That was terrible. All right, time to shut this down.
But you just got here, lol.
Yeah. Well, the main thing is to try and set consistency. I was going to go out into town tonight. But I got a meeting tomorrow afternoon. And the weekend goes quick.
Dang, I spooked you.
No, if you rewind before you even came on, I said that I was coming on and then leaving. You can see the effects that not being consistent has on the size of the streams. It's crazy.
True.
I mean, if we could get Dylan on, that'd be another story. We've not had Dylan on for a stream in how long now? Over a month. Dylan's MIA. What do you think of the stream setup though? Is this something we should keep? It's like less cluttered, right? But it still does what it's got to do. Did you see all this? Check this out. Let me go to a big room.
It looks normal to me.
You don't see any changes? You don't see my background? I'm overlaid on the game and that. What is going on?
Oh yes, I saw that. It looks sharper.
Heck yeah. Oh, 7 Seas. Sweet Dreams, I love that song. Right, why is the chat commands taking so long to go through? What is going on here? Are we out of stuff? Everyone should be dancing. There we go. Yeah, so there's new chat commands that lets chat control all these things to make them do stuff. Like...
Face with tears of joy.
And all these unique clothing you see, these are real users that signed up for Kinto. Like, these are real people.
Do a flash mob.
Hijacked. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Those people are all there now?
No, these are people that created accounts, and I've just hijacked them for this. There's thousands.
Or you just spawned their user?
Yeah, I spawned their user.
AHH haha.
They will party if they like it or not. I did last night's stream, we had more people watching on Twitch than we did YouTube, but more people came on. But I found Fridays, even when the channel was rolling and you know we were growing in that, Fridays were always dead.
That's weird.
Yeah, I'm telling you, since the start of this, Fridays have always been dead.
I figured Friday would be poppin'.
That's what I thought too, because that's the streams I was always most excited for. That's when I always felt the best. And I do a stream Sunday night or Monday, get 3,000 people on. I do one Friday, lucky to 100. Oh, but check it. The local AI, it's going to be slow because I'm running it on this machine, but it knows about Kinto. It's going to take a minute to respond, but once it generates...
How come Walter
output,
only goes on camera? I never seen him here yet.
Usually because I stream late. I lost my user.
Did he help build Kinto?
No. Neither did Dylan, but we still love him. Come on, man, you know who built this. Still generating this. Oh, because
He just seems like he's
Python.
on your level, lol.
Well, he's definitely aware of what I built. But no, he can't code. But he can use a camera very well. Alright, let's do the local AI again.
Oh, he's your cameraman.
Who was that there? Alright, check this out once it generates a response. Biggest thing about local AI, at least in development, is slow. But it does know about Kinto.
You know how bloggers got cameraman?
Look, that's the Quen model. And it knows about Kinto. Oh yeah, man. You'll see, I got a video put together of the stream test. Got some good photos and stuff out of it as well. I can do a lot with the camera, but like, it's awkward. It's much easier having help. I implemented my own protocol to make this possible. So this is a Python
I like him.
CLI running.
He seems like a good guy.
Uh-huh. I try to surround myself with people that are decent. The timeout.
It's crazy how short of time it took you to write all of this.
I don't think it was a short amount of time, but if you're speaking about
You're
like,
elite.
specific features, yeah. But like I said, I've been building this on and off, recoding it, all sorts. There it goes. See, it's just firing off. Quen is asking for other people to chime in. That's funny. But yeah, this is all local. We've got a big server we can run it on, see if that helps speed it up. But we'd have to deploy it. Should we do that? No, I should get in the road. Mr. Smith says, no, it really was. You know this because you've worked with teams before, and I feel like it would have taken a team of people, which it didn't. That's true. Yeah, I get why you're asking, but no. Majority of the ideation, all that happened on the couch, just me chilling back when I smoked and all that good stuff. I'd sit for like 12, 14 hours, just hammer it out. Like, just continuously, like, this is what I would work on. Even when I do stuff during the day, like go diving or fishing, I come back and immediately know what I was going to code next. And there was a certain point where it's like, why don't you just put the stuff online? Like,
so why did you stop smoking? I did as well, but I'm just curious on what other people's reason is for quitting.
Memory is a big one. The legality, another one. And just being separated from reality in any way is not good for like sustain. It's one of those things that's so insidious because you do it every day. Like, I'm not against it 100%. No, like if there was a fire or a drum circle, I'd be the first one to sit there and enjoy it. But when it comes to me just being in my house, I'm already predisposed to being an introvert, all that good stuff. But effects of memory really bother me.
Facts, and same reasons.
as you get older as well, as I get older, like we slow down. Because if you look at the studies, Venice Beach Drum Circle, good times. Why is it skipping some bloody comments? Why?
That's true, age played a big factor for me as well.
Plus, one thing that really bothered me was seeing someone like literally abuse this stuff. I never knew that was possible. But like, not being able
Just
to
think
function
different.
without it. It's like, oh, that's rough.
You mean wax?
Yeah, that's part of it. The vape pens and all that stuff is crazy. Plus, I'm not, I wasn't raised in America despite living here.
Oh yeah, the
amount of
blinker
time I
boys,
have.
LOL.
So I'm often told by like people I meet that like I come across as like very stern and very composed. I don't need anything else to add to that because Americans don't know how to tolerate that. They're like, what's he thinking? And I'm like, mate, I'm just chilling. What are you worrying about? Why are you so expressive?
You do, but I think you're just straight to the point.
Yeah, try to be. I think that is definitely a culture thing, though. That's
And because
definitely a
everyone
culture
is scared.
thing. Yeah. No, but, it's funny how it comes up dating. I date girls and they'll be like, do you like me? I'm like, I'm chilling with you, and I was chilling with you yesterday. Like, what are you on about? Why are you so? Why are you like this? But I try to take them into account and understand it's just different. But if you look up the psychology between like America and like Northern Europe, Americans are more expressive in their words and their faces, and more validating. So they'll continuously say or do things that make it clear how they feel about you, which is cool too. Like, don't get me wrong, like just because something's different doesn't mean it's bad, but it can create strain in relationships, that's for sure. I'm just waiting for the one that appreciates it, you know what I mean? Like if I'm talking to you, that means I like you. I'm not going to talk to you if I don't like you. It's as simple as. Maybe I need to say that. I don't know.
That's really rare. I had to go through hundreds of women to find mine.
Yeah, I'm actually on the way there, Mr. Smith. You were telling me stories, it's like, oh, I could never imagine doing the same stuff. Sorry, I am. Part of that, which is fine though, is they're doing the same thing, and I'm like, well, let's do it together. Nothing good comes for free unless you're outside. Do you know what I mean? Like, nature comes for free. That's about it. How do we revitalize this channel though? What is going on with it?
I got hurt a lot. I don't recommend doing the steps I took, lol.
Yeah. Well, I've seen a flip side where people just give up completely. I mean, they end up even more miserable because they don't have any opportunity to even be hurt. And I'm like, that's rough.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep. It should be easy to fall into too. You know, these are the people that also tend to smoke a lot. And I'm like, that's damaging because you're just sitting there and you're fine not doing anything about the situation. Yeah, those same ones say that they're numb, but they're really not. They just push back 100 billion%. Oh, I could ring necks. I could ring necks. Absolutely ring necks based on what I've seen. You know, good people or whatever, but come on, man. Life is short, even if you have a healthy lifespan. Like, yeah. If I double my current life experience, I'd be like 60 something. That's obscene. That's nuts. Where's my Google Ads suspended?
Yes, exactly. 100 points, good people, but I'd hate to see them get old and still be alone.
Right?
So wait, you said you're on your way, you working on someone new?
Oh yeah, I think she's working on me. Which is cool. She's been to Scotland as well. She spent a bunch of time in Europe. So that's pretty cool. Because that's one thing I've found with all the women I've dated. They're all like, oh, just take me away, take me to the UK. And it's like, have you ever had a passport before? Like, do you know what it's actually like? And they're like, no. I'm like, oof.
That is cool, then you know she likes it and you have something to relate on already.
Yeah. See, for me, what tells me like if the girl's actually, you know, someone serious is if they actually want to get to know me, if they're asking questions, if they're, you know, some of them just treat it like, you know, what you would imagine a man to be, like it's all physical. And that's fun for, you know, some time, but that doesn't get anywhere in a relationship. Oh, these are some good ideas. Let's save those.
That is true. We all do need to just chill in this country.
Yeah. 9 Inch Nails and David Bowie have a good song. One of the lyrics is, God is an American. I love it. God is an American. It kind of sums up how things are today.
The God program, haha. Used to be explained on Wikipedia before they took it down.
Oh, I want to see screenshots. There's so many ads, man.
I wish that I would have taken them when I was reading them, but this was about 8 years ago.
Look up this song, David Bowie, I'm Afraid of Americans. 9 Inch Nails does a good cover on it as well.
Do you remember when the Internet Archives got hacked and they took it down? LOL.
Yeah. Do you know how much of the data was lost in that? I know they recovered some of it, but I also know that a substantial amount of data was lost.
Somebody serious was trying to scrub it, I suspect, face with tears of joy.
Because the Internet Archive's been taken out before, but they've always been able to recover all the data, but this even took up backups. Like, they really lost a lot.
How did they get the backups too? Don't they get clouded out through AWS and stuff like that?
Yeah, I just imagine they had root access and took them out as well. Obviously it was a serious breach. It wasn't just production, it was everything. I think it's disgusting. The attackers claimed they attacked the org because it was tied to the USA.
That means somebody had to be on the inside that, or somebody that works for the organization got phished.
Yeah, but you got to imagine AWS enforces 2FA, two-factor authentication. So if you got phished, it means are they also like someone's device got phished as well? Do you know what I mean? It wasn't just like a username and password. Serious. So likely it was someone on the inside. Wow. He said there's ways to bypass 2FA now. They can do that with email phishing attack as well. So let's just shoot videos. I'd have to check those videos out. If you're using like Authy or Google Authenticator, like I've been locked out my own authenticators because it was tied to a device and never got it back. But you know, maybe there's some sort of, I don't know. He said, I don't know, but it's not hard to keep your data safe or your backup safe. They just don't know how to route stuff properly. Can't argue with that. Oh, shit. The kitchen.
If they follow things like that and have proper firewalls and monitoring up, it's pretty much bulletproof.
I do feel once a project gets to a certain size and you have so many people with access, the things that you think are easy get incredibly complicated. Do you know what I mean? Oh, it's not gonna work. Like, things have just become too complicated.
Yeah, but when they are paying that much money for things, you gotta have things set up properly.
Oh, I agree. In teams, I upset a lot of people because I come in and, you know, state what should be the obvious.
I feel that face with tears of joy.
Like, my approach when I go into working with a team or a company is the first thing I'll do is I'll sit and observe. So I'm the quietest person there. That way when I do speak, people listen. I just notice when someone's always speaking, people tend to tune out what they say or put less behind it, do you know what I mean? So it's one thing to call it out, but you have to set up the playing cards so they actually care about what card you got to present. I think it helped that I started coding young. So I was dealt with, you know, getting a hard time for just being young. So don't have that problem anymore. And you said, I'm coming to find out. You're right, yeah. Yep. Quantum cryptography? What?
I usually just be 100% open because I feel like that builds trust and it's just good to be honest.
That's true.
But I don't feel half of that anymore.
Why it's important you make sure you put yourself around the right people as well, so that you don't silence good parts of yourself because of bad experience, you know what I mean? So it's give and take. Like, things are more of a float than they are a Boolean. You know, it's not 0 or 1. There's an infinite amount of numbers between 0 and 1, and that's what a float is, essentially. Everything's a float. Some things are more certain than others, but
I just feel like maybe I was naive in the past and I hung out with anyone who would have accepted me.
sure. You can't beat yourself up for that. Interesting.
But you know what, you're a real eye-opener, because you're right, I shouldn't let a couple bad experiences stump my success in life.
You know one thing? Whenever I see dashes in text, I always think like, oh, AI. I don't know why AI.
But you know what, you're a real eye-opener, because you're right, I shouldn't let a couple bad experiences stump my success in life.
Thanks, YouTube. Yeah, but one of the things that I look for AI text is if there's too many hyphens. I think they do that deliberately. I appreciate it, but I used to use hyphens a lot when writing messages. I'd use it instead of like punctuation. Kind of bummed to lose it. Like, look at YouTube thumbnail titles for channels you watch.
I'm using speech to text.
Ah, I got you. No, it just got me thinking
Face
about
with tears of joy.
Keep an eye out for those hyphens in YouTube titles, though. You can see which ones are straight up just using AI to title them. But yeah, that makes sense. I think a lot of the news channels do it. I've been listening to too much music to demonstrate it. Oh, this one I'll demonstrate it.
True. They never even added it. Edit asterisk.
Yeah, look at this. Can you see that? Let's see the description, see if there's any clear. No, the description is relatively clean. But yeah, just an example how they picked an AI title. Alright, what else need to get?
True. You can also tell because it uses English that nobody uses in America, like captivating.
That's true.
Who says that face
IBM.
with tears of joy?
Even IBM, right here. crypto agility. Quantum resilient. You can just see this is all AI generated. Post quantum. It's not the worst. Computing, IBM, risks and leveraging. Like, why is this in here? It doesn't belong. I see it all the time, and I have like very defined pattern recognition in my eyes and brain. So I just, if I skim and I see that, I skip reading it. Yeah, just ridiculous.
I have to add my personal touch. I can't just use straight AI generated text.
Yeah, no, yeah, like that's the thing. Like at least you're like doing that. It's very lazy to just take what it dumps out and be like, oh yeah, that's brilliant.
I feel
That's
bad about my
great.
work if I do.
That's captivating, Mr. Smith. AWS had a quantum pre-service you could use. Let's see. I think they simulate it with like classical computing, but yeah. Here we go. Cloud quantum computing service. Trapped ion and neutral atom devices. I can't wait. I'm going to see encryption just
How would a
disappear
quantum
overnight.
computer even work?
Well, it just described two of those modes. Trapped ion and neutral atom devices. I know that it requires literally cooling to absolute zero, the machinery, which is very hard to do on planet Earth, extremely hard. Because even heat, like I say heat, but like, you know, 2 Kelvin or 3 Kelvin is enough to make atoms flip, things move that wouldn't otherwise. We're gonna have to do a deep dive into this, even mess around with the AWS service, see what we can do, to see what code would look like to even run on such a thing.
Are we considered a biological computer technically?
Oh, 100%. There's a great show you should check out. I think it's called Pluribus. This. So the idea is better than the actual show, but the concept is it starts, and you know the SETI project, the astrophysicists listening to star systems to see, you know, if anything will talk to us naturally. Well, I think it was like the Alpha Centauri system.
Yes,
No, it was
sir.
something. Yeah. But essentially, the radio signals being transmitted was a DNA sequence, and changed human behavior. And I thought that was a fascinating example of it. We're very much computers. We're slow computers, but we are powerful. I mean, even just a single-celled organism, it's a body computer. We use organelles where we would use cells. It's strange stuff. I mean, even AI, what it's built on is machine learning. That's modeled on how our neurons interact with our brain.
That's true. I feel like we could advance more though, and we should have, but we got comfortable and got behind. I feel like.
Yeah. Well, part of the reason is we don't fund space research. we are barely doing anything up there anymore. Bring back the 60s when it comes to space. Because that's what forced the development, like the severe
Did you
development
hear
of
about
computers.
Elon Musk's new robots called Optimus?
Yeah, I heard he's going to deploy them on Mars, but I also heard that, you know, it was found out that there was basically like an office of Indians controlling them remotely. Did you hear that? There's another show you
Wait,
should
what?
check out.
No.
Yeah. Check out this show. It's a British TV show, and it's on basically like AI, and it's not new or anything, but it's really good. I enjoyed it. It's worth a watch. I wish that they actually finished it. But yeah, look up Humans. You'll see me do this a lot, like when we talk science, I'm always going to bounce back and forth to science fiction because a lot of science is explored in science fiction. And yeah. Yeah, definitely check it out.
Facts.
Oh, World Economic Forum. It's always good.
Large Hadron Ion Collider.
That's our best hope for making spaceships that can go like 10 or 20% the speed of
That's
light.
kinda sci-fi seeming.
Yep, they use it to produce dark matter. Dark matter cannot be contained in a physical vessel, they can only contain it with essentially magnetic fields. Like if they produce, I think it's called anti-hydrogen, you combine it with hydrogen and it releases immense amounts of energy, but I think we have more luck harvesting dark matter from outside our atmosphere that just naturally comes in with the cosmic wind than we do producing it on Earth, but there's more of it up there than we could ever produce here. But it never makes it down to Earth because it collides with, you know, water molecules and stuff in our atmosphere. And
They found some God particle.
yeah, the boson particle. I think they just came out and said that that was not real. Yeah, the Higgs boson. Did you see there's a stupid meme going around saying that we're going to lose gravity for like 7 minutes in the middle of the year? It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Why don't they just go vacuum up the dark matter somehow like Ghostbusters' face with tears of joy?
They've done that with individual molecules of dark matter. Like, you know, with the satellites and stuff, but yeah. We need to construct like a Dyson sphere.
LOL, gravity loss would be sweet.
Oh god. The Earth would crumble. The Earth would fall apart, like, immediately, without gravity. Because not only are we, like, stuck to the planet because of gravity, but the Earth itself is held together by its own gravity. You remove that, I've had a dream like this, one of the trippiest dreams I've ever had in my life.
Okay, NVM LOL.
So I could, like, lucid dream, and I remember I was practicing it heavily, and I fell asleep. And I was always used to going to the beach at night, so I'd drive over at night, walk over at night. This time I took a car and I was driving over the bridge, and then I stopped because the car stopped working, and I got out, and every single bolt came out like that. The windows, the spark plugs all unscrewed and just paused out in space so I could just walk around like this car deconstructed. And then the bridge started deconstructing and everything just started like just suspended in space. I woke up from that and I'm like, oh god. Oh god.
Lucid dream, like you were half in and out.
Lucid dream is like I was aware of the fact I was dreaming, so I could control aspects of the dream, even though some of the aspects of the dream were uncontrolled. Like I was fully aware that I was asleep, and I was almost fighting not waking up because I'm like, this is one of the strangest experiences I've ever had. There's been times where I've used lucid dreaming to help me solve complicated programming issues that I've had. You know, I ran out of time and I was stressed and I had to present on a project the next day that wasn't done. And I'd be like, all right, well, I had to sleep for at least a couple hours. And then I would think about the issue as I was sleeping and then like use that time to try and solve problems. It takes more energy than I like to admit, though. It's not something you can do every night.
I've controlled my dreams with thought a few times. That was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, dreams are very, very interesting. Because even in our waking life, we are separated by reality. Like, you know, we're processing things through organs. Our eyes, when, you know, if we see a car pass by in our field of vision, it takes 1/10 of a second for that light to go through our eyes, go through our brain, go through the back of our brain, get processed, and then get sent to our
I meditated
frontal lobes.
before bed for months before I could, and I was eating a lot of bananas.
You were eating a lot of bananas. I don't know that had an impact. I'll have to look into that.
This is interesting stuff.
Yeah, it is. The strangest part is when we're in REM sleep, at least, the same parts of our brain that process sensory information are still processing when we're in REM sleep. So what are we processing? What are we seeing? The truth is, we're constantly, like, we are machines, and we are, when we're awake, we're processing our reality around us continuously, and we're modeling it in our brains. No different than like if you had GTA 5 loaded up on your computer, like how that's modeling the reality, like, you know, of a specific city or whatever. That's the same process that occurs in our brains when we see and interact with things. And that also activates when we hit REM sleep.
But when I unplug my computer, it goes black.
Yeah. What happens when our computers are unplugged? You know, when we end up 6 feet under or in the furnace.
What's that mean for me as a computer?
Well, the most interesting thing is you get to ask that question. And in a sense, you are. Like,
It'll go black.
I think that's likely. But for right now, you are the universe, and at least in this local little part of it, you're aware of it. You're a part of the universe that's aware of itself, or aware that it doesn't know what the hell's going on, which is more interesting. I mean, I've studied a lot of religion.
Wicked.
I've read the Quran, I've read the Bible, I've read
I'm scared.
tons of Buddhist texts, all sorts of stuff. You know, trying to like find comfort in this universe, and I don't find it, man. But I like seeing other people's paths.
The more I learned, the more scared I became.
See, that to me is a sign of intelligence.
Ignorance is bliss made sense eventually.
Yeah. And I'll add to that. The more knowledge you acquire, the more you realize you just don't know what's going on. And you use that to drive your curiosity to ask more questions. But yeah, no. People are certain, man. Those are the ones you got to watch out for. Anyone that tells you this is how it is, this is what you're in, nah, get out of here. You don't know nothing. The worst part is you think you do. That's dangerous. That prevents progress. That prevents scientific inquiry. And you know, there's folks out there. I've ran into them, and they'll seem smart, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, the Earth's flat. The stars are holograms." I'm like,
I never
get yourself
find
a
the answer
telescope.
to the non-tangible though.
Oh, well, that's yeah. The essence. Just be careful of falling into traps that prevent you from being curious about it. Because there's definitely a lot of traps out there.
LOL, Earth is flat.
Yeah. It's massive following for it too. It's,
I went down that rabbit hole once.
At Crown Violet Ski says he.
Brown, Violet, Sky, how are you?
M.
Yes.
Hi.
14.
Well, I hope you're over 18 because that's what the YouTube's set for.
Filter enabled.
Yeah.
Face with tears of joy.
I already have a hard enough time controlling my language. Look, even all the Wikipedia is just full of AI generated text. You see all these hyphens? Look, let's do a search to see how many are in this page. 44. 44.
Wow.
Yeah, hyphens are a dead giveaway for the... 4.
I have been thinking of making my
Yeah.
own centralized net.
What do you mean? Right, I wish I could take the stream on the road, but that's a quick way to get in trouble with YouTube.
Like my own city of information, media, AI tools, my local Zima cloud, etc.
Yeah, you should do that, 100%. That's great. That's brilliant. All right. Mr. Smith, Violet Sky, cheers for checking in tonight. Hopefully, as we keep the consistency going on
Then
here,
I'm going to build a phone that is just a phone.
our YouTube will rebound and we'll have way more people come on. So keep an eye on this spot. I like that too. I like that. Please do it. We could do some cool videos on it. There's a YouTuber you might want to check, Mr. Smith. Let me see if I can remember his name. Oh, Save
Come
It for
back soon.
Parts.
I miss the stream.
And I appreciate you.
Ooh.
Look at this guy. Let me pull it over. Save it for parts. He does a lot of cool stuff. And kind of does some of the stuff you're talking about, like setting up his own contained internet. But he also builds like all sorts of stuff to connect with satellites in space, download images. He even got a Ukrainian satellite sent to him. I've not even watched that video yet, but Save It for Parts, brilliant channel. You could binge his stuff.
Yes, he's the satellite guy.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Great guy. I'm glad his channel's growing. He deserves it.
I watch him.
Of course you do. This is good stuff.
Love that guy, haha.
Alright. Make sure everything's shut down. What we'll
So
do is we'll just
authentic
take
and
it stage.
awkward but awesome.
Yeah, he's got like that Minnesota accent as well, which I found out recently is because it's Minnesota has a heavy Slavic influence, so that's why they sound like that. Wisconsin sounds like it too. I worked with a Wisconsin team for years, and they had clear accents. All right, I'm gonna shut this down. At least chat shut down. I'm aware that I'm still on camera, but give me a second. It'd always be a nightmare, right? Like hosting a stream and leave your bloody camera on, but that's why I have a dedicated room for this. Much love, Mrs. Smith. Good night, Violet Sky. Catch you guys later, yeah?